Hello all. Wanted to give you a little update on Vision 2020. I know for some of you that means probably not much at all, and I'll share a little bit about that in a moment. But for others, you've been aware that in the last few years, the denomination's been in a significant conversation about how to address moving forward with the difference of opinion and interpretation regarding human sexuality. And so at General Synod this June, the General Synod is going to decide on a recommendation from Vision 2020, the team, and that will impact our denomination and impact Community Reformed Church. The denomination has been in a debate for decades regarding the issue of human sexuality. Is marriage between a man and a woman, or can marriage take place in monogamous same-sex relationship? And so there's two sides to that camp, and they've been very evident within the denomination. And so that debate's been going back and forth for decades. And so the denomination a couple of years ago made a decision to, in some ways, stop the debate and make a decision about how do we move forward as a denomination, recognizing the difference of opinion, that those opinions were not going to change. And so coming up, this General Synod will be a significant decision about whether to separate, whether to restructure, or whether to stay together and navigate the challenges that come with that, or maybe there's another option. And so on February 15th, so coming up here soon, it's a Saturday from 9:30 until noon, John Messer, who is the Synod Executive of the Regional Synod of the Great Lakes and one of the Vision 2020 team members, is going to be sharing and encouraging a conversation regarding the likelihood of what probably will happen at General Synod 2020 and what that potentially means for churches like ours. So if you're interested in being a part of that conversation, really want to encourage you to come. So it's going to be at Faith Reformed Church in Traverse City on Saturday, February 15th from 9:30 until noon. You don't have to sign up. You can just go. And there's a number of us who are going, so I encourage you to carpool as well. So encourage you to be a part of that conversation and just recognize that more than likely what's coming is further conversations within the life of our congregation. And, I fall in the camp of a more conservative traditional view about homosexuality and that marriage is between a man and a woman. But I also am pretty convinced that the church has done a pretty poor job of addressing some of the additional realities that we face even in the midst of that conversation. That we really haven't been a safe and a welcoming place for those with same-sex attraction, and trying to navigate that in a biblical and God-centered way. Or walking alongside families who have friends or even family members who are coming to see themselves as gay or lesbian, that the church has often been really poor in our ability to walk alongside families as they navigate some of those questions. And so there's a lot of work to be done. And it's not just about saying where we stand, but also seeking to care about the people in the midst of some of the challenges that they face, both internally and some of their own experience with their sexual orientation, but also some of the ways that that impacts others. So I just really encourage you to participate in these types of experiences, to listen and to share what's so for you, and continue to ask you to pray for our denomination and for Community Reformed Church, that we would be faithful to being the church that God calls us to be, recognizing that we stand upon the truth of God's word, but we also are called to love gracefully and unconditionally people as we seek to walk in that truth. So I encourage you to be a part of all of that. And if you ever have questions or want to talk further, don't hesitate to talk to me.